There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are recording currently episode number 75 of the Vex on Vex podcast. Ivor is here. How are you doing, sir?
How's it going?
We are telling a story about the last place I worked before I became self-employed with Philly Restorations, a roofing company that can fix your roofs in case you have a problem in the Philadelphia area. So I work for this fucking Yellow Book people. I'm the boss. They make me the new media fucking manager. Like, it's a thing. It's not really a thing. It's no money, but I get like fucking promoted and shit, right? So I take this job. And again, I want to stress this a second time. I'm the guy that comes in the latest because I stay till the very fucking end. They trust me so much to close the building. You understand? That's my job. And I'm killing it. I got a fucking promotion. They don't give me a raise because of the '08 stock fucking crisis. No, the housing crisis thing. They're like, well, we can't give raises. But I told you that. So there we are, right? We're working. I come in at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's freezing cold out. I was driving an automobile at the time with a handicap plate because my father was passing away, right? And he couldn't drive his car, so I was driving it to keep it running. I had my own car, but it had a handicap plate. And when you come in at 10 o'clock in the morning, there's nowhere to park. I got to park a mile away and walk up in the freezing fucking cold. I'm like, well, I have a handicap fucking plate. And there's 600 handicap fucking spots in the front of the building. No, for real. So I park with a handicap plate, legal. And I go to work. And I'm there like a month, and HR calls me on the fucking phone, and they're like, hi, do you have any kind of disability? And in my head, I'm like, yeah. But I didn't say yeah, right? I said, no, I don't have a disability. Like, well, you're parked in the handicap spot. And I'm like, I'm in a vehicle with a registered handicap plate in Pennsylvania, which is legal. And she's like, are you handicapped? And I'm like, A, that's not really your business to ask me. But B, no, I'm not. She's like, well, this is your warning. You can't park there. And I didn't care. I didn't give a fuck. Like, I think the next day I did it and I walked the mile to my fucking desk and I was like, it's fucking cold. Fuck this shit, man. I'm going to park there. Again, I want to stress, I'm killing it. I'm promoted. My staff's blowing up. Like, I'm the guy, right? And I'm working for the Dragon Lady, the fucking Dragon Lady. I don't want to work for the Dragon Lady, but that's fine. Here I am. I'm running my thing. And I say to the Dragon Lady, hey, I think I'm going to post out of this. I'm giving you a heads up because I work for you. I'm your underling. I do all your shit because you're lazy and stupid and I do it for you. I'm going to post and go to a different department. I'm giving you a heads up. They might ask you to give me a letter of recommendation. I would appreciate it. Doesn't this fucking thunder cunt take that information and go to HR? And she's like, where's Vex's car parked? And they're like, it's in the handicap spot. And she wrote me up, bro. Now, I want to say a few things. While I worked at Yellow Book USA, my last day job before starting my own company, I was never late. I was never written up. I never called out. I was fucking on my fucking stupid day job. I'm just saying, I was the hammer. That's how I call myself. I'm the fucking hammer. Rah! They didn't just write me up. I got a final write-up, which means it's like my fourth one. And they said, listen, this is what they did. These fuckers, this is what they did. Friday at fucking 4:30, because they all leave at 5 and I close at 7. They're like, come into the office. I'm like, no problem. And I sit down and I told you, this executive level guy was my fucking age, but he was little. He was thin, tiny. And this old fucking broad, this hobbly bitch. I'm not going to say her name, but she's the dragon. So here's the dragon, right? And this guy, and they're like, listen, we have some documentation for you. Are you parking in the handicap spot? I don't lie. I'm a man. I'm like, yeah, but I got a plate. Boosty bop. They hand me the fucking paper. I look at it. I stood up when I read it. And I watched the guy's eyes pop out of his head. And he leans back at his desk. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, he thinks I'm going to hit him. I wasn't going to hit him. But I want him to know that this is fucking bullshit. And I said that. I was like, this is fucked up. I am never late. Rah, rah, rah. Right?
He knows it too, yeah.
So his eyes bug out. He thinks I'm going to hit him. Brother, I would never, because I can scream with my diaphragm. I can Ron Kaiser scream, and I can shake a fucking building. You don't know who Ron Kaiser is, but I do. And that motherfucker can scream. But so can I! So anyway, there I am. I take the write-up. They're like, you have to sign this. And I'm like, no, I don't. This is Pennsylvania. I don't agree with anything on this fucking paper, and I'm not signing anything. And they look at me and they're like, well, that's your right. But if anything happens in the next 6 months, you are immediately terminated. And you cannot post to a different fucking department for 6 months. And that's what it was about. I was a rising star in the company, and I was leaving. And I was too good at my stupid position. And they left at 5 o'clock, and I'm sitting at my desk, and I'm fucking seething. And I'm like, I call my bank, and I'm like, I think I had like 12 grand in the bank, which is not a lot of money, but it's something. And I look at my monthly bills, and I was dating somebody who became my second wife at the time, and she made a lot of money. And I called her, and I told her what happened. I'm like, I think I'm resigning. And she's like, it's cool, you can resign, you just find a new fucking job. I'm like, no, I think I'm resigning and I'm doing something else. I don't think I can work for people anymore. That's how I felt. So there I am. This is the reason for this fucking story, ladies and gentlemen, and Ivor. I got an email this morning that How I Quit Yellow Book was posted yesterday on Facebook, fucking 11 years or 12 years after the fact. This is what they said. Remember that time Vex quit? And I had forgotten this as a detail, but this happened. The dragon lady who I fucking worked for gave me a pound puppy at like Christmas time or something in a box, and it was sitting on my desk. I chopped the head off the pound puppy and I put it on her desk. And I forgot that I did this. It's something I would do. But I forgot I did it, right? No, listen. I chopped the head off, I put it on her desk. I write a diatribe email. Dear Yellow Book, I resign effective immediately. I didn't use any swear words. I just expressed that this is unacceptable behavior, that someone who's never been late in fucking years and years and years is getting a final write-up. You can all kiss my ass. Suck it. I'm out. Whatever. And I gave my fucking laptop to this girl named Judy and my fucking keys, and I got in my car and I drove home like... And I really forgot I chopped the head off the pound puppy and put it on the cunt lady's desk. I forgot I did this. When she came in Monday, she gets the email of, suck my balls, I fucking quit, what? Because this is Friday night when they wrote me up. She called the cops and security put a photograph of Vex in the hallway. Do not admit into the building. Like I'm gonna drive an hour from my fucking house. Dude, she thought I was coming in with a gun blasting over a job making 40 grand a year. Fuck $40,000. I don't give a fuck about that money. I had money in the bank. I remember going home, picking up my then girlfriend, who became my wife later, and we went to fucking Atlantic City for the weekend. And I spent money, and we hung the fuck out, and we gambled, and we hung partying. I was like, I don't have a job Monday. Boozy bop. And then I started a company. And it's 11 years later, and I still work for that fucking company. Fuck Yellow Book. For real. This has been episode number 75 of the Vex on Vex podcast. There's a whole lot of this shit. Please log on to the Vex on Vex podcast. And for the Facebook Live, stay frosty.